Cape Town-based e-commerce platform WooThemes, the parent company of WooCommerce, provides themes and plugins, among other products, to power WordPress websites and a number of online stores. Now, WordPress parent company, that's Automatic, recently acquired the platform for an amount reported to be over 368 million rand. Joining us from our Cape Town studios is Mark Forrester. He's the co-founder of WooThemes, and he's here to discuss what the deal with Automatic means for the future of WooCommerce. Mark, thanks so much for your time. Before we get into all the technical jargon that I'm pretty sure that most of us may not be familiar with, tell us, how did you get into this particular space?
Well, thanks for having me. I got into the space right after university, passionate about the more creative side of computers, and web design just seemed a good channel for a potential career for me.
Okay, so you found what you wanted to do right from the onset. Now back to the technicalities, speaking about things like plugins and themes. For the layman man, what exactly does this mean, and why are they helpful for websites?
So we build themes and plugins for a platform called WordPress. WordPress powers around 25% of the internet, around 60 million websites. So it's a huge customer base, and themes are the cosmetic side of websites, what the visitor sees, and plugins are features for a website to add functionality to WordPress.
So now tell us the journey of the transaction. How did WooThemes create WooCommerce?
So our background was always on the more cosmetic side, the theming side of WordPress, and in 2012 we got into e-commerce. What our customers were most requesting was e-commerce functionality in our themes. That was our introduction into plugins, and we created a plugin called WooCommerce, which has really given our company hockey stick growth, and we've got around 1 million websites that are running our plugin that allows e-commerce on top of WordPress.
Mark, talking about that growth, definitely is 400% that it's been reported. And this is a period of between 2012 and 2013. Is this correct, 400%? And how did you do it?
Well, WordPress, as I said, 60 million websites. It has grown from strength to strength, and it's open source, meaning it's freely available. Our core plugin was freely available. And it's the freemium model, so we sell extensions, which are like little apps for WooCommerce, and that's how we make our money. And with that freemium model and with the success of WordPress, we've sort of latched onto that, and our growth has been testament to the growth of WordPress, really.
Can you sustain this growth? And looking at the e-commerce industry as a whole, who are your main competitors? And can we still expect to see the same digits that you were able to print out between 2012 and 2013?
Yeah, so the acquisition by Automatic of WooThemes opens a lot of doors for us, a lot more websites. We've just gone over 1 million sites using WooCommerce, and there's tens of millions of sites that we're now exposed to thanks to Automatic. And we've got new tools that we want to build. In terms of e-commerce and trends, I think we're trying to decentralize e-commerce and move it away from the marketplaces, the big giants, the Amazons, the eBays, and allow everyone to have the tools to be able to sell from home. So I believe it's very sustainable.
Just to tell us more about some of the key themes that have been coming out in the world of e-commerce before we get onto the transaction with Automatic.
Well, I think locally we're seeing some exciting things happen in e-commerce. It's still a fair way behind what's the international trends, but the Take-A-Lot investment that they've just taken means good things for distribution and logistics here in South Africa. Internationally, it's interesting to see like our big competitors go for big IPOs. Shopify recently, PayPal delinking themselves from eBay. There's a hell of a lot of money going into e-commerce internationally at the moment.
And the transaction with Automatic, why did you decide to choose them in particular?
It opens a lot of doors for us. They're the biggest partner in the WordPress space, and they can do a lot for us. They're based across 41 countries. They've got the exact same distributed workforce that we have. We're in 41 countries now with a staff of around 400. So we've got some amazing talents to now work with to build the next sort of phase of WooCommerce.
And considering that Automatic is a US-based company, will you remain a South African-based company, or how's this going to work?
That was the big attraction, that our company remains intact here in Cape Town. I'm proudly South African. I'd love to see our stories sort of shine locally and inspire tech entrepreneurs, but it is an international company. Like I said, 41 countries Automatic's in. So I'm sure elements of the company will move offshore, but we now have a proudly South African office here.
Mark, you're a success story. You were able to have this partnership with Automatic, but there are a lot of tech entrepreneurs who maybe are not so lucky. Firstly, word of advice that you can give to them, and maybe what are some of the major hurdles that you came across and you were able to get over?
I think, don't try and create something new if there's existing markets and user bases online, like WordPress. Create something that leverages that audience. Create a tool that those sort of users will find benefit from. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just help people make money online. That's what we've been doing. We're trying to provide a solution for entrepreneurs and for people to become entrepreneurs.
In terms of startup capital, I mean, this is, you're in innovation. One would think that this is quite capital intensive when it comes to being able to keep up or keep ahead of the curve. Just tell us about your funding mechanisms. How were you able to get this started?
Well, we're very proudly bootstrapped. We haven't raised a cent, and we were luckily profitable from day one. With my background in web design, the sort of work that I was doing was very similar to the products that we've built. I was charging my time for my time, and now I'm charging for products, which means sort of commoditizing a service. And if you can do that, digital products and the distribution and the wonders of the internet, you really don't need much money to start up online and to build a profitable company. These days, there's a lot more competition to when we started in 2007. But just build an audience, start building an audience, a brand, and just be transparent about where you're going and adapt according to where your customers want to take you.
Mark, thanks so much for that. Best of luck with your future endeavors.